Hello, this is Treasurer Training presented by the Financial Services Center in the Office of Student Affairs. If you are new to your student group's finance position, you are in the right place. This is a great starting point. So welcome. We are so glad you're here. The Financial Services Center, or FSC for short, is part of the Office of Student Affairs, OSA, and we're here to help student groups supported by the OSA complete financial transactions and stay in compliance with Penn policies. Our team is made up of 4 individuals: Jan Key Scott, the manager, Heather Durham, financial coordinator, Danielle Fike, financial coordinator, and Angela Reason, financial coordinator. Our website is osa.vpul.upenn.edu/FSC, and our office is located in Houston Hall, room 200. Before we dive into the financial procedures, we have a few notes to go over for our SAC-funded groups. First of all, what is SAC? SAC is the Student Activities Council. Each SAC group has a liaison on the exec board. The exec board allocates funding to the groups and sets the funding guidelines. Your financial coordinator, FC, is the person who helps you spend the funds that SAC allocates to your group. Check the SAC website for GBM dates and SAC policies, sacfunded.net. Your SAC account should be used for all organization business. The university does not allow the use of off-campus bank accounts for SAC groups. Non-compliance could result in being derecognized by SAC. The SAC account is not a bank account. Cash cannot be withdrawn, checks cannot be written. We will cover the financial procedures that are used to make purchases or reimburse expenses from your SAC account. SAC Online is a website where you can view the budgets and transactions for your group's SAC account. The treasurer must get the SAC Online password from the outgoing treasurer or SAC liaison to view the SAC account. If you have the password and still cannot log in, please email your FC. Treasurers should keep an accurate account of all transactions to compare with SAC Online. If a transaction is missing or if there is an error in SAC Online, contact your financial coordinator. We are human and we make mistakes, so please check this regularly. Before you spend funds, make sure that your organization has it in your SAC account. Check SAC's funding guidelines for details on what is or isn't funded. For example, only non-SAC revenue may be used to purchase food. Now we'll talk about the financial procedures. Here are our 2 most important takeaways. Number 1, advance notice is key. Many things that you think wouldn't take too much time or work actually require a lot of both, and they must be completed ahead of time. Please get in touch with your financial coordinator as soon as possible. Early in the planning stages is ideal. The second is ask questions. This is both a lot of information and only an overview. We don't expect you to know it all or be an expert. Just ask us early and often. There are no dumb questions. First up, we have the payment request form. So the Financial Services Center payment request form is an online form that is the first step for all payments. You can always find a link to it on our website. Submit this form in advance of the event, even if you don't have all the details yet. Payments that seem simple can turn out to be complicated and require input from other departments, which adds processing time that's beyond our control. We always suggest aim for no less than 2 weeks of advance notice. Paying individuals. All Penn affiliates, that's students, faculty, or staff, must be paid through payroll, Workday. Complete the Financial Services Center payment request form. Be aware that payments to students can affect work-study jobs and funding, financial aid packages, and other on-campus jobs. Individuals outside of Penn are paid through different processes depending on the specifics of the work being completed. These payments are complicated and involve review from multiple departments at Penn, resulting in significant processing time. Complete the payment request form as soon as you've identified the individual you want to work with, so we can begin the review process and get them paid as quickly as possible. If you have questions, please ask. This is really complex. Again, there are no dumb questions. Finally, never pay individuals out of pocket and expect to be reimbursed. University policy prohibits this. Paying a company. Use the payment request form to get the process started. Penn has agreements with approved and preferred companies, and they are paid with a purchase order, or PO. Use the supplier search function or ask your financial coordinator for help. That supplier search has filters to help you find local diversity suppliers, specifically businesses owned by people who identify as Black, Indigenous, Asian American Pacific Islander, Latinx, women, LGBTQ, disabled, and veterans. Full service catering, that would be staff from the vendor who are serving food during the event, can only be done with vendors listed on Catering at Penn. But that list is also useful to find vendors for more casual catering, like boxed meals. In addition to the ability to filter by the previously mentioned diversity categories, this site also allows you to filter by the supplier's capability to meet sustainability standards. Charter buses must be booked through Penn Transit. For logo gear, follow the University Life Student Group Branding Guidelines. Only approved vendors can create branded items, and they should be paid with a PO. Some companies will need extra time to review your artwork, so plan ahead. In some cases, we may be able to make a payment using one of our university purchasing cards or a P card. Use the payment request form. Note that PO vendors should never be paid with a P card. For example, those are vendors like Staples or Office Depot, printing vendors like Fresh Prints and Custom Ink. When you're in doubt, please ask us. Contracts and deadlines. No student may sign a contract on behalf of their organization. Contracts have to be reviewed by another department at Penn besides the Office of Student Affairs. Please attach any contracts requiring a signature to the payment request form. Deadlines. The last day of classes in each semester is the deadline for that semester's business. All business related to the fall semester needs to be completed by the last day of fall classes. That would be payment requests, reimbursements, everything. The Financial Services Center will be offline after this date, working on reconciling and evaluating accounts. Reimbursements. If you spend your own money and want to be reimbursed, all reimbursements are submitted online through Concur. Ideally, this should be a last resort when other payment processes are not possible. The person who spent the money is the one who will be reimbursed. That individual should email their financial coordinator with their Penn ID number to start the reimbursement process. Do not Venmo to consolidate purchases with one member of the group. Note that sales tax is not reimbursable unless it's a food or travel expense. Reimbursed funds are sent through direct deposit and usually arrive within 3 to 5 days from when the expense report is approved. Deadlines. Best practice is to submit within 10 days of the purchase. The hard deadline, as we mentioned before, is the last day of classes. Deposits. Checks or money orders can be deposited to your organization's account. We're not able to accept cash for deposit. We recommend using TicketLeap or Eventbrite to get a check issued. If you do have cash, you can purchase a money order at a bank or stores, like CVS, for example. Revenue should be deposited at the earliest mutually convenient time. Do not put yourself in the position of being liable for funds that are lost or stolen. Checks must be dated within the past 6 months and made out to trustees of the University of Pennsylvania. Please include your group's name on the memo line of the check, but do not endorse checks by signing on the reverse side. SAC Group Financial Evaluations. SAC groups will be evaluated on their performance in these 4 Financial Services Center metrics after the fall semester. Number 1, receipts and report forms submitted on time. Number 2, payment request forms submitted in advance. Number 3, consulted with financial coordinator when needed. And number 4, understood reimbursement policies. The financial coordinator will complete an evaluation for each of their groups. The group will have the opportunity to complete a self-evaluation and set up a review meeting. Once concluded, the results will be entered into SAC Online. Our intention is to document areas where groups can improve and create accountability for groups that have a pattern of disregarding policies. We are all human and understand that mistakes and oversights happen. SAC Exec will consider the evaluation results as part of their annual budget allocation process. Training and more information. So we offer monthly Financial Services Center training sessions for student groups on the first Friday of each month via Zoom. All the dates and times are listed on our website. Each of us individually offers one-on-one appointments. Just ask. It's been very helpful for new treasurers to set up a time to meet with their financial coordinator on Zoom so that we can share our screen and walk through SAC Online together. Finally, see the other videos on our YouTube channel for more in-depth information about any of the procedures that were covered today. Thanks for watching. We look forward to working with you. Please reach out to your financial coordinator early and often.